When you're thinking, you're not just creating thoughts, you're listening. But the question is, who are you listening to? Is it really you? Or is it just the restless voice in your head, the one that never stops, the one that doubts your choices, replays your mistakes, plans for futures that never come? We spend our lives inside this endless stream of chatter, and because it never leaves us, we mistake it for truth. We believe we are this voice. We allow it to dictate how we feel, how we act, even how we see ourselves. But here's the secret. You are not that voice. You are not the chatter. You are not the noise. You are the one who hears it, the silent witness, the awareness behind it all. And once you see this, nothing about your life will ever look the same again.
Close your eyes for a moment and just listen. What do you hear? Most of us live with a voice inside that never quiets down. It analyzes, it criticizes, it compares, it worries. Sometimes it plays the role of a friend, offering advice. Other times it is your harshest enemy, tearing you down with doubt and regret. But here's the astonishing truth. If you can hear the voice, doesn't that mean you are separate from it? You are not the chatter itself. You are the one listening. This realization is the first doorway to freedom. Because once you know you are not the voice, you no longer have to be enslaved by it. Think of it like this. Imagine sitting in a theater. On the screen, a breathtaking scene unfolds, a sunset over the ocean, colors painted across the sky. But beside you, someone whispers endlessly, "Why is the sky that color? Do you think it's going to rain? What's coming next?" You try to enjoy the moment, but their commentary never stops. That's what your inner voice does. It whispers over the movie of your life, dragging you away from the beauty of what is right here. Now don't misunderstand, the voice isn't evil. In truth, it was born to protect you, to predict dangers, to help you make sense of the world. But in its endless attempt to keep you safe, it becomes restless, overactive. It warns you of problems that don't exist. It replays conversations that no longer matter. It fabricates fears of futures that will never arrive. And so the very tool designed to serve you becomes your prison. But here's the key. Your task is not to silence the voice. That's impossible. Thoughts will rise and fall, just as clouds drift across the sky. Your task is to remember, you are not the cloud, you are the sky. When you recognize this, a gap opens, a space between you and the voice. And in that space lives peace. In that space, you are no longer the actor trapped in the play, you are the audience, calmly watching. This is the beginning of true awareness, the beginning of spiritual awakening. The moment you stop being the character in the noise and realize you are the awareness, hearing it all. So the next time your mind begins to chatter, pause, listen, and remember, the voice is not you. You are the one who hears it. Now that you've begun to notice the voice, let's turn to what often follows in its wake: emotion. Think about it. How many times has a single memory replayed in your mind, bringing with it the same anger, the same sadness, the same fear, long after the moment was gone? The event itself may have passed in seconds, yet the emotion lingers, carried inside you like a stone in your chest. Here's the truth most of us overlook. Emotions are not permanent. They are energy in motion, meant to rise, flow, and fade, just like waves on the ocean. But when we resist them, when we cling to them, when we replay the story in our minds over and over, that energy becomes stuck. It turns into baggage, weight. We carry everywhere we go. You know this weight. The bitterness you still feel years later when you think of that argument. The regret that surfaces in quiet moments. The anxiety about a future that hasn't even arrived. These are not just feelings, they are chains, binding you to a past that no longer exists, and a future that isn't here. But here's the shift. You are not the emotion. Just as you are not the thoughts, you are not the anger, not the sadness, not the fear. You are the awareness that feels them. Let me guide you through this right now. Bring to mind something that still weighs on you, an old hurt, a worry, a regret. Notice how it feels in your body. Maybe a tightness in your chest, a heaviness in your stomach, a tension in your throat. Don't fight it, don't judge it, just notice. Now breathe deeply. With each exhale, imagine that tightness loosening, that heaviness softening. Whisper to yourself, I see you, I feel you, and I release you. This is not weakness, this is freedom. Because emotions are like waves. They rise, they peak, and they pass. The pain is never in the wave itself, it's in your refusal to let the wave move through you. When you hold on, you drown. When you let go, you float. Understand this, letting go is not forgetting, and it is not pretending the wound never happened. It is choosing not to let that wound define you any longer. It is giving yourself permission to stop carrying a story that no longer serves your life. Some emotions are deeply rooted, tied to scars from the past. They may return again and again, but each time they arise, you have a choice. Do I become this, or do I simply witness it? Label it gently. This is anger, this is sadness, this is fear. By naming it, you separate yourself from it. You remember, this is just an emotion. I am not this emotion. I am the awareness behind it. And here lies the paradox. The more you resist your emotions, the longer they stay. But the moment you allow them to move through you, the lighter you become. Life is not about avoiding pain. It's about moving through it with open eyes. It's about allowing yourself to feel deeply, to experience fully, and yet never forgetting who you are at the core. The still, untouchable awareness that no wave can ever drown. So ask yourself, what weight have I been carrying that I no longer need? What story, what anger, what regret am I ready to release? Because the truth is, you are not meant to carry every wave that touches you. You are meant to let them pass, while you remain vast, steady, and free. We all crave control. Control over our future. Control over how others see us. Control over outcomes, moments, even emotions. It feels safe, doesn't it? As if the more we can manage every detail, the less chaos life can bring. But pause for a moment and reflect. How often has life unfolded exactly the way you planned? You rehearsed the conversation, but it didn't go as expected. You imagined your career, your relationships, your future, only to be led somewhere completely different. No matter how tightly we grip, life finds a way to remind us we are not in charge. And here lies the paradox. The tighter we cling, the more we suffer. Because control is an illusion. Life is too vast, too mysterious, too alive to be contained within the walls of our expectations. It's like trying to hold water in your hands. The harder you squeeze, the faster it slips away. And the more we resist the truth of uncertainty, the more exhausted we become. But what if, just for a moment, you let go? Not in defeat, but in trust. Trust that life knows what it's doing, even when you don't. Trust that the river has a current, and if you stop fighting it, it will carry you exactly where you need to be. Close your eyes and think of something you've been trying to control. A situation, a decision, a person, an outcome. Feel the tension it creates in your body, the grip in your chest, the urgency in your mind. Now take a deep breath, and on the exhale, imagine opening your hands. Imagine releasing the reins. Whisper to yourself, I release this. I trust the process. Letting go does not mean you stop caring. It does not mean you stop acting. It means you stop forcing life to bend to your will. You show up, you give your best, and then you surrender the rest to the greater intelligence that holds all things together. Because life has its own rhythm, its own wisdom, and when you align with that rhythm, peace follows. Even when things don't go as planned, they often unfold in ways you could never have imagined. Sometimes better, sometimes harder, but always leading you deeper into growth. Think of standing in a river. If you fight the current, pushing against the flow, you tire yourself endlessly. But if you surrender, if you allow the water to carry you, you move with grace. You discover the freedom that comes from trust. And it's not just the outer world. Even inside, we try to control our minds, to force thoughts away, to demand that we feel a certain way. But the more you resist, the louder the voice becomes. The more you fight emotions, the stronger they grip you. So, here is the practice. Control what you can, your choices, your actions, your attitude. and let go of what you cannot. The outcomes, the timing, the way others move through their own lives. Carry this mantra with you. I control what I can and I release what I can't. Repeat it when the grip of control tightens. Repeat it when fear whispers that you must hold on tighter. Because the truth is, real freedom does not come from mastering life, it comes from surrendering to it. It comes from trusting that no matter where the current carries you, you have the strength, the awareness, and the presence to meet it. When you let go, you do not lose your power. You find it? Because your true power has never been about control. It has always been about trust. Imagine waking up each morning with a heart that feels light, open, unafraid. A heart that embraces whatever the day brings, not with resistance, but with trust. For many, this feels impossible. Why? Because we build walls? Walls of fear, walls of pain, walls of protection. Every hurt we've endured, every judgment we've faced, every disappointment we've carried, becomes another brick in the fortress around our hearts. And while these walls may seem to keep us safe, they also keep us trapped. They block the flow of life. They block the connection we long for with others. They block the beauty of new experiences waiting to enter. Ask yourself, how many times have you held back your true feelings, afraid of being judged? How many opportunities have you avoided because you feared failure? How often have you chosen silence when your heart longed to speak? This is what happens when the heart is closed. Life becomes smaller, narrower, less alive. But here is the truth. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is the purest form of strength. Because to live with an open heart is to live courageously. When you open your heart, you allow yourself to feel deeply. You allow yourself to connect authentically. You allow yourself to experience life, not filtered through fear but touched by love. Let's try something together. Think of someone or something you love. Could be a person, a pet, a place, or even a memory that brings warmth to your soul. Close your eyes and feel that warmth in your chest. Breathe into it. With every breath, imagine it expanding, filling your body, radiating outward, flowing beyond you into the world. This is the power of an open heart. And the more you practice it, the more natural it becomes to live this way. Not guarded, but free. But opening the heart is not only about love, it is also about presence. Because when we are lost in fear of the future or regret of the past, we close ourselves off from the beauty of what is here, now. To pause, look around you. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? Anchor yourself in this moment. Let your senses guide you back to presence. Because the present moment is the gateway through which the open heart lives. And connection, real human connection, flows only when we allow ourselves to be seen as we truly are. The next time you speak with someone, practice radical honesty. Share a truth you would normally hide, a fear, a dream, a thought unpolished. Notice how it feels. Notice how it opens a doorway between you and them. Living openly also means saying yes to life. Too often we wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect certainty. But life rarely offers perfection. It offers presence. And it is in saying yes, even when you feel uncertain, that the magic of life unfolds. So let this be your reminder. Living with an open heart is a choice to release the walls of fear, a choice to embrace vulnerability as strength, a choice to meet life with presence, authenticity, and love. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it, because joy lives only in the open heart. And when you choose to live this way, you will discover that life, in all its raw unpredictability, was never against you. It was only waiting for you to open. What does it mean to be truly free? Is it to have no responsibilities? Escape pain to escape struggle? No. True freedom is not the absence of life's challenges. True freedom is the discovery that no matter what storm rages around you, there is a place within you that remains untouched, unbroken, unshaken. Think of it. Most people believe freedom comes from solving every problem, fixing every flaw, controlling every outcome. But haven't you noticed, even when one problem disappears, another one rises? The mind is never satisfied. It will always find something to cling to, something to fear, something to resist. But you are not the mind. And freedom does not come from silencing the storms of life. It comes from realizing that you are the sky in which the storm unfolds. Vast, infinite, untouched. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself standing in the middle of a storm. The wind howls, the rain falls. The world around you is in chaos. And yet, at the very center of your being, there is stillness, a silence that cannot be disturbed. That stillness is your true self. And that stillness is freedom. True freedom begins the moment you stop demanding that life be different. It begins the moment you let go of the need to control every detail, to protect yourself from every unknown, to resist every change. Because freedom is not about bending life to your will, it's about opening to life as it is. It is the courage to feel emotions fully without drowning in them. It is the strength to face uncertainty without fear. It is the wisdom to see that even in chaos, you remain whole. Here is a mantra you can carry. I am free, no matter what. Say it when worry rises. Say it when disappointment comes. Say it when life doesn't follow the script you wrote in your mind. I am free, no matter what. And the more you remember this truth, the more you realize freedom is not something you earn, not something you chase, not something you wait for. It is already here. Beneath the layers of fear, beneath the weight of emotions, beneath the illusion of control, freedom has always been waiting. This podcast is for you. So what does it mean to live this freedom every day? It means showing up fully in each moment, present, awake, alive. It means letting go of the stories your mind tells you, the chains of the past you've carried, the fear of a future that hasn't yet arrived. It means choosing to trust that whatever comes, you have the awareness and the presence to meet it. True freedom is not about escaping life. It is about embracing it completely, with all its mess, all its beauty, all its unpredictability. To live openly, without walls. To love, without fear. To breathe, without resistance. To stand in the storm and know the storm will pass, but you remain. This is the freedom you've been searching for. Not out there, but in here. Not someday, but now. And so, we return to where we began. That restless inner voice, the chatter that once felt like your identity, now you see it for what it is. Just noise, just clouds drifting across the vastness of your awareness. You are not your thoughts. You are not your fears. You are not the weight of your past, nor the illusion of control. You are the stillness behind it all. The witness, the sky, the freedom that was always waiting within you. Remember this, freedom is not a destination. It is not something you chase. It is a choice you make, moment by moment, to release what no longer serves you, to surrender to the flow of life, to open your heart fully, courageously, without walls, to live in presence, awake and unafraid, is the essence of mindfulness. This is the awakening of consciousness. This is true inner peace. And if this journey spoke to you, if it stirred something deep inside you, don't let it end here. At EchoVeil, we explore the hidden layers of thought, awareness, and spiritual awakening. Subscribe, share this with someone searching for freedom, and let your voice join this growing community of seekers. Because the world is filled with noise, but here we return to the stillness. Here we lift the veil, and here we remember who we truly are. This is EchoVeil. Thank you for walking this path with me. Until next time, stay present, stay free, and remember, you are the awareness behind it all.